Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for GWBC Radio's Open for Business. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of GWBC Open for Business, and this is going to be a good one. Today I have with me Stephanie Hodge, and she is with Essex Consulting. Welcome.
Thank you. Hi, I'm glad to be here.
Well, before we get into things too deeply, can you share a little bit about Essex? How are you serving folks?
Sure. We are an HR consulting firm. So what we do is really help businesses with any HR needs, whether it's HR outsourcing, they may need help with benefits administration, or we can come in and help train and develop their managers and employees. So it really depends on their need, and we provide HR support in whatever area.
Now, how'd you get into this line of work?
Well, I've been doing human resources probably for about 25 years, progressively growing in different HR roles. And recently, so my company is about 3.5 years old. So I've been supporting other organizations and learning a lot about the HR function and leading teams, and decided I wanted to do this for my own business so I can do things the way I want to and support a number of different companies. So that's really fun for me, both nonprofit, for-profit, a lot of different industry experience. And so that just makes it fun and challenging. And so, yeah, I'm a glutton for HR punishment and just really like to deliver HR services.
Now, is there a sweet spot for you? Because I would imagine some companies may think they're too small to have an HR person, and then some already have full-time HR people. So what is kind of the sweet spot for you?
Right. So, I find that the majority of our clients end up being small to mid-sized companies. So those companies who have been growing and didn't really see a need initially for an HR staff or an HR team, and realize after they start hiring more employees that they do need to get some controls in order. You know, it would be nice to have a handbook and some policies in order. So we do a lot of foundation work for small to mid-sized companies to make sure that they are compliant and understand what it means to manage employees at different sizes, right? Different number of employees. But we also support organizations that already have an HR team. So a lot of times, with human resources, there's so many things to do and functions that many professionals only have time to make sure that the train is moving, right? That things are moving forward, but they don't have time to focus on initiatives that they may want to deliver. And so we can come in and help those teams deliver initiatives around performance management, changing benefits or administering their benefits. Any kind of project that they may want to roll out, we can come in and help make them look like rock stars. We help in the background. So we kind of service both ends of the spectrum.
Now, when you're working with these smaller firms that may have not focused on HR or elevated it to the importance that it deserves, how do you kind of sell them on the benefits of having, at least in your case, kind of this outsourced HR expert at their disposal?
Right. So the main benefit is not having a full-time FTE on your books, right? But I think the true enhancement for those companies is someone can come in, either myself or someone from my team, who has HR expertise and can help them in a number of different areas. So they get this 20, 25 years of experience without having that person as a staff member, but we serve as a partner. We kind of play as an extension of their team. And so the real benefit for them is making sure that they have their books in order, they are being compliant, and feel like they have a resource that they can trust, they can lean on, to help guide them through that process.
Now, so sometimes it sounds like you come in maybe on a project basis to help them get some just stuff done for them that maybe mitigate some risk. Maybe it's some policies, procedures, things like that. And then over time, they realize, hey, this is handy to have somebody kind of available to us so we can kind of get ahead of things and maybe kind of really solidify some of the ways that we do business. And I think it could even creep into the company culture that shows how much you care about your people.
Right. That's exactly true. There's a focus on really engaging employees and making sure that they're taken care of. And a lot of times when companies are growing, they care about their employee, but the focus is on how do we grow and how are we servicing our clients. And we come in and can help them to make sure that their environment is such where employees feel engaged, they feel connected. We help guide them through that process and support them in different initiatives to help their employees.
It sounds like in marketing, my background is primarily in marketing, but in marketing, they have a saying that you're always branding, even if you're not branding. Like, even if you're not trying, people are going to have an opinion about your brand. It sounds like the same thing is true with corporate culture, that if you don't kind of consciously develop a corporate culture is being formed with or without your kind of permission, right? So it would be good to have
and
some...
you don't want it. Right.
So it would be good to have an expert on hand that can have some best practices on how to kind of cultivate the right kind of work environment for the team and your people, because, you know, a lot of people at least give lip service to say their people are their most important asset.
Right. So the rubber has to hit the road. And, you know, I find that helping employers even understand that, we facilitate engagement surveys to really understand, okay, how satisfied are your employees and how engaged and connected are they? Sometimes there's a disconnect between what's really happening, and that's that culture that's developed on its own, and what management thinks is happening. And so we help to bridge that gap and make sure everyone's on the same page.
And I'm sure you have some data to support that if your company is one of those best places to work, you're going to have a lot of easier time attracting the right folks to be part of the team rather than just take whoever shows up.
That's exactly true. It helps you to be more competitive and attract new employees. And we're also finding that we're helping to retain employees in that same fashion. Employees have options now. They can move from one organization to another. And so finding ways to really help keep them engaged, help them feel the benefit of staying with the organization is really essential. So you're right. We help to attract employees, and we help to retain them.
Now, how have you been helping your clients deal with this COVID pandemic that we're going through? I'm sure that's been a difficult time for a lot of folks.
This has been a difficult time to navigate. The first way we've been helping our clients is really to translate what's happening around them, right? So the CARES Act was one of the main policies that came out that affected employees and employers, and we help to translate what that means, right? What does that mean for the company? How do our policies, how are they affected? How do we execute where we need to? So a lot of it is really kind of bridging the gap between what they're seeing on the news and the policies rolling out and how that affects the day-to-day operations. And I think the other piece is really helping to keep a focus on employee safety and health, providing guidance around, how do we help support our employees to work remotely, and really support that versus making it more difficult, right? Or seeing it as a challenge. We kind of look at it like this is a great opportunity to roll this out. It may have been something we've been talking about for a while. And then now, most recently, we've been trying to plan on how to bring people back if they're ready to come back. How do we keep them healthy and safe in the work environment? Does that mean we look at changing our seating arrangements? We're bringing in more protective gear and cleaning supplies. I mean, there's so many things to think about in this time, and having us as a resource and a partner and kind of walking together through this process has been helpful.
Now, how has your work with the GWBC helped your business?
Oh my gosh. So being a member and working with GWBC has been helpful because, especially for me as a newer business, right? So we're a little over 3 years, but now we've gained this broad network of other professionals, other women professionals, and it helps me to learn. So I'm provided with opportunities for development, but it also helps to strengthen our service as I'm meeting other professionals who do similar work or extensions of our work. We can think about partnering. So it's really been a great opportunity to be around other professionals like mine and helping stay motivated in the process of my own company's growth.
Yeah, it sure is nice to have a resource that allows you to have kind of real conversations with folks that are in the same boat, so you can,
Right.
get the advice not kind of sugar coated, but just somebody else that's going through something that might be similar that you're going through. It's good to get that kind of unfiltered conversation through, especially during a difficult time like this.
Exactly. And it helps to feel like you're not the only one going through it and that it's normal growing pains, if that's what it is, or whatever is happening in the environment around us.
Now, getting back to your business, what is the kind of a baby step that a company could start an engagement with you? What is usually the first thing that they do where you can do some work to kind of see if it's a good fit?
Mm-hmm. We do free consultations, and they're really just conversations to learn. For us, it's to learn about what's happening in the work environment, what stage of growth is the business in, number of employees, and kind of talk through, are there any pain points that the organization is feeling, that the leaders are struggling with? And we help to identify if there are areas for us to provide support. Sometimes those conversations lead to engagements. Sometimes it's just they want an opportunity to talk some things through. And that's fine as well because we're helping to grow our network. So we don't mind having those conversations and maybe seeing opportunities in the future where there could be a potential to work together. So we do that. People can reach us through our website and schedule a consultation, and we do a 15 to 30-minute meeting depending on what the need is, and kind of figure out is there a fit for us.
Now, do you have any specialties? Do you work in certain areas?
We actually are more of what's called generalists. So all of the different functions of HR we typically can touch, from comp and benefits to employee relations to training and development. So we sort of touch all of those areas, and our primary function is serving as an HR outsource for our companies.
Oh, now, are these companies, are they in any specific industries? Do you work mainly in for-profit, nonprofit, or do you have a specialty like medical or, finance?
Mm-hmm. Actually, we work with nonprofit and for-profit, and I have a small staff, so there's 3 of us and 3 additional staff members, and we have experience in manufacturing, in healthcare, and technology and financial services. So those are kind of our main areas. One area I'm interested in getting involved in is healthcare, but we haven't yet had a client in healthcare. But it is one area that I'm looking forward to us growing into.
Now, if somebody wanted to learn more and have a more substantive conversation with you or somebody on your team, is there a website?
Absolutely. Our website is www.essexconsulting.net. On our website, you can click to schedule a free consultation, and we'll get back to you as quickly as we can.
Good stuff. Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
All right. This is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on GWBC Radio.